Hello, my name is Joseph, and today we'll be going over how to create the rocket core stage, which is the fourth step in creating our full rocket. So this is part of the beginner kit series for my CAD Curiosity Kits that I'm doing as a senior in high school at PK Young in Gainesville, Florida. And part of this is that I'm creating the video for each step or each part to be able to assemble the rocket together. So this is going to be creating the rocket core stage. So join me and let's have some fun. So as you in the previous videos, we created the rocket nose cone, the rocket spacer attachment, and the rocket payload. And as you can see, after we create each part, we assemble it all together in our Onshape assembly here. You can see all three parts are connected together with a mate, a fastened mate here, and all that does is just connect pieces together in a specific way. So it connects two pieces together at a time. So what we're going to do today is we're going to create the rocket core stage, and we're going to go through that. So what we want to do next is I'm going to move my camera over here. Sec here. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and click these add time, all this adding, and we're going to go create Part Studio. We're going to go ahead and click that. There we go. And so you're going to create Part Studio 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to left click it and we're just going to drag all the way to the end, kind of organize this bit, keep it in order. Now, instead of being called instead of being called Part Studio 1, apologies, we're going to go ahead and call it Rocket Core Stage. Now, feel free to slow down this video anytime you like or watch it again, or ask me any questions you have in the comments or anything like that if you have any difficulties or challenges with creating the parts in the video. So now that we have our rocket core stage in the document here and we have an open document here that's empty, we're going to go ahead and create a sketch, and we're going to do it on the top plane. So I know previously we've been doing it on the front plane, but this one we're going to do it on the top plane. Now you can just go ahead and hide your front and right plane since you're not going to be using it currently. You don't need it. So you want to make your view simpler. So you're going to click the eye symbol. There you go. And you just have your top plane. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click the center point circle or the C on your keyboard. Click that. And we're going to go ahead and click once in the origin. So once you click once and you pan out, and you remember what I was mentioning in the last video, which was if you weren't in the last video, was that if you had this white background of your number, that means you can actually change dimension automatically here instead of having to use the dimension key afterwards. So we're going to go ahead and put this 1.5 inches. Click that. There you go. Awesome. Now give me a second here. There you go. So now that what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and name this main rocket. That's not what I want to name rocket. No, sorry, my fault. Main rocket. There we go. Body sketch. Awesome. We're going to click the check mark here to make it confirmed. Make it save. It's taking a little time. There you go. It's all saved. And the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to hit the extrude button or shift E on your keyboard, hit the extrude. You can see it clicks new. And we're just going to head and click the circle here that we drew. And instead of, well, we're actually going to leave it at 1 inch. So we're going to leave it at 1 inch. And instead of it being called extrude 1, we're going to click the pencil that you saw there. And we're going to name it main rocket body extrude. Now, just a little bit of a reminder, extruding is when you add material. So that's what we did just now is that we added material. Now, this is a manufacturing process. So that's what extrude is used for. I know some people might not know what the word is used for yet. So it's a manufacturing process where you add or remove material. So extruding is when you create a shape. Now, for example, we just created the shape of the circle here to make it 3D. We're going to go ahead and click check mark here, and you can see it created the first part that we have. We can just go ahead and right click part 1 and rename it to rocket core stage. And click enter. There we go. And next, what we're going to do is, now that we have our circle here, we're going to go ahead and make another sketch on the top plane. I'm going to make the top plane sketch, and you see here. You can go ahead and click top if you want to make it easier. You can zoom in and out. And we're going to go ahead and click center point rectangle here and click the origin or the midpoint in this case of the circle. Boom. And remember when it has that white background, you can go ahead and just click the dimension you want for that side. So I'm just going to put 0.405 for this side and 0.405 inches for that side to make it a complete square. There we go. It's fully dimensioned now. And I know that it's fully dimensioned because it's all black outlined. If it was blue, that would mean it doesn't have enough dimension to be fully dimensioned. Sometimes that's a problem where you have to fully dimension stuff. Sometimes you can get away with not fully dimensioning everything. Depends on case by case what part you're creating. For this case, it is fully dimensioned, it's fully black. Now, once we do that, instead of it being sketch one, we're going to go ahead and call it main body connector sketch. And all that means is we're making the connector to be able to attach to the payload that we created in the last video, since all the pieces attach to each other. And then we're going to go ahead and click check mark here. There you go. Now, just a reminder, if you haven't seen the last 3 videos, go ahead and start with the first one. They're all numbered. Just make it easier and just you can follow those steps. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click extrude. And we're going to go ahead and click the square that we just sketched. And instead of it being 1 inch, we're going to make it 0.7 inches. There we go, it's 0.7. And instead of it being called extrude 1, we go ahead and rename that to main body connector extrude. There you go, and click the check mark. Awesome. And afterwards, we're going to see real quick. So we have the connector. We're going to next make the hole for the next piece below this to connect. You can hide the top view or the top plane. You won't need it. Go ahead and click the another sketch, and we're going to go ahead and click this surface here, the circle surface, this surface here. And we're going to go ahead and click bottom on the view cube to kind of organize ourselves a little bit, and click center point rectangle. There we go. And click the middle, and we're just going to make that 0.41 and 0.41. Awesome. And you can go ahead and rename the sketch to be main body removal sketch, since we're going to afterwards click extrude again and click the square that we just sketched out. And instead of it being add, we're going to go ahead and click remove. Now, instead of it being 1 inch, we're going to remove it 0.71. There we go. Now, after we do that, we're going to go ahead and name the extrude one to be main body removal bit. Since all we're doing is just removing that square here, that section, it does remove it. Now, that's it, right? We created our rocket core stage. Now, the key thing here afterwards, well, something that you can do external is you can change the color. So I'm just go ahead and click here. It will give you like an ISO view of it, or like a 3 view of it, nice view of it. We're going to click right click, and we're going to click assign appearance or edit appearance. And we're just going to click this blue, since all my other parts are that blue. Reminder, you can just change whatever color you'd like. But we're going to click blue in this case. Now, for the rocket, there's actually, for this part, the rocket core stage, you actually have to attach 3 of them of the same part. So what I mean by that is that there's one rocket core stage. You can go ahead and click another rocket core stage. You left click it, and you click another rocket core stage, right? It doesn't matter where you put them on the view. These, you can just move them anywhere. Now, what we're going to do is that we're going to click fasten mate, and we're going to just start with the first one, right? You're just going to zoom in and click the circle that connects you can see like the inside square here, and we're going to click the middle of that square. You can see it highlights it, and you're going to go ahead to your rocket that's partly assembled, and you're going to click the inside square as well. Here's what will happen. Actually, click X. If this happens to you, click X, click cancel. We're just going to do that again. Oh, I saw my mistake. That's my apologies. We're actually going to fasten mate the top. We're going to click the square here, the middle of the square here. And we're just going to click the inside square here. You can see here. And there we go. See, that was my mistake. I did it backwards. So you can see it's fully connected now. Click the check mark. You can leave it here because we're going to connect. See, it's ready for another facet. It's ready for another thing you want to attach together. And that's okay because we're going to attach this other core stage together. Now, remember, you hit the top square first. You can go ahead and click the circle here in the middle of the surface. And you're going to go ahead and click the inside surface as well, the middle. And there you go. Now is the second part connected. You can see the outline inside here, how everything is connected to each other. And what the reason behind what I'm doing, why I'm doing this, and the reason behind the connector, why it looks like this, is because when it's 3D printed, if you have a physical rocket kit, you've experienced like assembling it together and seeing how it connects. This is just the CAD version of it, or like the model designing process of figuring out how to design it in the computer so that when you print it out / manufacture it, it attaches together, right? And these measurements that I put, 0.41, 0.71, I had to prototype to see which measurement works best for attaching pieces together or attaching the pieces together. So it just worked best in my case, the measurements I put. Now, while I was talking, I put the make connector here on the top surface here. You click it once, and you click the other make connector piece here. So it attaches two pieces together. There you go. It's all attached, and you can press check mark to confirm. If you don't press the check mark and you press X, it'll delete that connector that you just did. So you just want to press check mark and confirm if you are finished with it. Now, after we do that, here. Okay. After we do that, we can just press X since we're not mating anything together or fasting mating anything. And now, as you like zoom out, you have your rocket, or you have part of it, right? We still have to finish a few more pieces, but most of it is complete, which is amazing. So congratulations on that. Clap of the hands right here. So that was you're doing, right? Your work in doing this. So congratulations. So what we're going to do next is we're going to just make sure we have our document completed here, make sure we have it attached here, and that's actually it for this video. Just a little recap, we created the rocket core stage, which was the fourth part in creating the rocket in CAD, computer-aided design. Now, we did 3 rocket core stage pieces, just duplicating it, because we needed to use the same piece to create the rocket. So you can see here, it created the same piece. Now, in the next video, we'll be going over how to create the rocket bottom stage, which I'll go over what that is in the next video, which should be posted already. You can go ahead and check that out. And remember, it's all numbered, so you can start at number 1 if you haven't joined in on the series already and go through the series. Now, if you'd like to see more about this, I should have my website linked soon on my YouTube. I'm still developing it. But all my information should be on there about what the CAD Curiosity Kits are. And in the future, I'm going to post more CAD videos on Onshape and other programs about different designs that you can create doing what I do, which is making CAD models, right? So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.